G'day from the Australian bush. It's winter here now, but it's still pretty nice outside, as you can see with the eucalypts in the background. If you're like me and over 60 and watch a lot of YouTube and have decided to join the community and make some of your own content, it can be really, really confusing. So now that I've established a channel with the highly successful 14 subscribers and some videos, I thought I'd let you know how I did it, because my formula is now the same every time and really simple. And the best thing is it's all free. After looking, I've decided to use clipchamp and a sound recorder that comes with the Microsoft computer, which is already installed on your computer, and I'm going to run you through those. The reason I chose clipchamp basically is because it's really easily accessible from the web. It's really user friendly. It's free, as I said. They do have some different templates and photos and audio for free, and that's really good. But for somebody who just wants to make basic videos, I think they're perfectly adequate. And if you look at my videos compared to everybody else's, they're not going to be as flash, but I think they get the job done. So I'm going to open up now and let you see how I process a video in real time. The first thing you need to know is that I've already shot the content and upload it from my phone, which is a Samsung, into File Explorer on my computer. The first thing you can see is that I've opened my File Explorer where I've downloaded my content. And what I've found useful to do is to number my videos in the order I want to insert them into clipchamp, which is normally chronological for me. So you can see I've numbered them 1 to 12. Then I go to open clipchamp, and when I import that media, it's a lot easier to be able to put those into the timeline on clipchamp. So as I open it, you'll see here I'm going to start a new project, completely new. I type in the title up the top. For example, I'm making one about a Stilton style cheese, and then I import my content. So I go to the File Explorer, I click on Control A and click them all, and they all come over. Then it's simply the matter, because I've renumbered them, of putting them in order. So if you hover over one of the bits of content, it'll have a green cross. So you click on that, and that's first. And then you add the next one, which is number 2. Click it, and it goes straight after number 1. Then number 3 goes over 2, etc, etc, etc. So because most content is in chronological order, naming them a simple way makes it a lot easier to add them, because most filming gives them an odd file name. So I've found this the easiest. Then the second step is where I go and put in a transition between each video, so it's not clunky. And I always use the same one, which is the first one on the screen. Simply by hovering over it, left click and hold and drag it over the parts, and you will see there's a plus. You drop it there. What it then does, as you'll see as I go through this, is it creates a bit of a gap between one piece of film and the next piece of film. So as I go, I right click on that blank part and delete gap. You watch me do it here. It's very easy to do, and there's probably a really simple way of doing it, but I like to do it this way because I know I'm getting the film all joined up and a transition between each. As I said, I use the same one every time just for consistency, and saves me having to change anything every video. You see I'm getting quite close now by deleting the gaps, hovering, left clicking and dragging onto the plus, and all the transitions are going in. Some people say to use different transitions, but I think for the sake of consistency and continuity, it's easier to use the same one every time and in every transition. But there's lots of options to choose from. You can have a play with it. It's deleting the gap that some people forget and leaves you with a bit of blank space during your video. The next part I have is looking at the audio. What I like to do is I like to make sure that the audio of the videos is about 8 or 9, and I like to insert a song which is volume about 4. What that does is it enables me to create a sound recording to go over the top without the music or the background noise being intrusive. With no music and no background noise, the videos tend to be fairly bland because you have these gaps in them where there is no noise at all, and it's a little bit weird, really. So I normally choose something that's not too quick, not too slow. And here I am just testing one of the free songs. Now it's really important you pick a free audio, as I did up the top from clipchamp, because there will be copyright if you don't pick a free one. So I'm picking one, and as you can see at the start of the video, I've got the double white line. I've clicked at the very start because that's the place that it puts the start of the audio. And as I go along, you can see the audio goes past the film, so I just simply click and drag it back to be equal with the film content. So audio and film, same length. Very simple. Remember to have your solid white line right at the start by double clicking like I just have, so that you know where it's going to be inserted. And you can see I do a test there, and there's some nice transitions, and the music's playing and the sound's playing. Then I go along, and this is where I adjust the audio sound levels. I did this through trial and error, but I've found, as I said, that the background noise being 8 or 9 is really good, and you get to that by clicking on the sound icon on each piece of film. And the music 4 or 5 is plenty. You can still hear the music underneath after you've inserted your sound recording, and it does fill up the gaps when there's a break in the talking. So I'm just going to click on all these, add them, make them all the same volume, and then I'll do the same with the free music I've imported from clipchamp. It takes a little bit, but it's very logical, I find. So it's a lot easier for me to do it this way because everything's sequential, everything's in order, and I can just make sure that I've done transitions and everything's joined up nicely as I go along. It really doesn't take that much time. In the next part, I'm going to show you how I use the sound recorder to add my narration over the top of the video. So you'll see when it comes up that I use the sound recorder on my Windows computer, which is free. I open it, and I have clipchamp open, and I start the clip that I'm editing, and then the recorder. And the default settings on the recorder are really good, so you can just talk at a normal level like I am now. I'm using the recorder to do this part, and then you narrate as the video goes ahead. It's a good idea to have had a run through in your mind or write it down, depends on how organised you are. I like to do it ad hoc after I've had a watch of content, because I'm not in it for the money, I'm just in it to give me something to do and create stuff that people might use down the track. So I'm just testing it there, and you'll see in a moment that I open the sound recorder, and when I do that, I've actually recorded the sound for that part, so I'm going to leave it at full volume and allow you to listen to my narrated part. Just before that, I'm showing you how that you can insert text. It's not hard, there's lots of options. I don't like to traditionally put a lot of text in mine, I find them a little bit confusing. But you can insert them, you can edit them, and I'll show you here several ways for you to change the font, text size, center, where it is, the colors. It's like a word art in Microsoft Word, really. So you can use it. Lots of people like to use it. It's not really my thing, but it's there if you want it, and it is very easy to use as well. Again, you can see I've dropped it. I've put it where I want it in the timeline. It goes above the film in the purple there, and you can lengthen it, shorten it, move it, all once you've inserted the right text into there. There it goes. Appears as the movie's playing. Okay, now we're going to the sound recording part. Today I'm looking at a video to help people over 60 use clipchamp because it's free and easy, and I'm going to be examining how you can quickly make a video that you can upload to YouTube, because like me, you got too much time on your hands, or because you find it interesting. So this is just an example of how to use the sound recorder. So what I do is I use the simple sound recorder on my computer that I've already have for free. I start the video from the very start, and at the same time I begin to talk. And as I'm beginning to talk, the video plays, so I get a recording that's exactly the same time as the video. And when the video stops, I stop talking, and then I can simply add it to the end of the start of the video, and I'll go for the same time. Because I've adjusted the volume levels, it all should just fit perfectly, and I can just go ahead and download my new video and upload it to YouTube. It's very easy. I try and take one take, even with a few errors. Getting ready to stop now. So now I go to show in folder. There's my recording. So now I have that recorded. I cut it so that it gets replaced the next time, put it back into the folder I've created for my video, and then I go back into clipchamp and import that audio straight below the start of my video. And you can see that there's the recording. I'm going to go into clipchamp. I'm going to add it to or import my media, and then add it to the timeline. Here we go. Bit of a pause there, and you will see that I put the double line at the start, import media, go to my recording from File Explorer in the folder I've created for this video in particular, where all the content that's relevant to it is. Click on it, open it, and then I'll click on the green plus, and it's inserted, and it will be pretty much the exact same timing as the video. It's a little bit short. I can extend that if I want, or leave it like that. I like to have a bit of a play at the end. Then finally, I click on the import button and make it 1080, and it downloads. And then simply up in the top corner will come a show in folder, and your video will have been all integrated with music, narration, and transitions, be ready to go. So I open it up, I copy it into that exact same folder, rename it because it will have clipchamp written under the name, and then I upload it to YouTube. So a very simple process. I've done all that in real time, and while I'm waiting for this, again, as I said, the advantages of using clipchamp is it doesn't seem anywhere near as confusing as some of the high faluting and powerful editors. It's free, it's accessible on the web. I've got no affiliation with clipchamp, certainly not with 14 subscribers. I don't think they're clamouring over themselves to get to me, but I just found it useful. I am fairly tech savvy, but because I'm in my 60s, I wanted something that was just simple and I could use exactly the same every time. It seems to have done the job. I can watch my videos and compare them with other videos, and I really can't tell the difference, except for the ones that have got all the effects and things in them, but I'm not interested in that. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Go get stuck into it.